Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM News at 6 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Whitney is off this evening. The coronavirus continues to hit Spokane hard, and new data shows our city's homeless population is certainly not immune. The Spokane Regional Health District released data today that reports COVID-19 outbreaks at all of the Spokane homeless shelters. KREM 2's Morgan Trow is live outside the Union Gospel Mission tonight, which has the majority of the cases. Morgan?
Mark, that's right. UGM has more than 20% of the more than 120 positive cases. And that is troublesome, especially as winter is coming up and they're being forced to choose between two impossible choices. Even before the pandemic, Spokane has had a shortage of beds in the shelter system.
We did not expect to deal with this. I don't think anybody expected to deal with this for 18 months.
Director of Ministries and now COVID response coordinator Joel Brown says he thought the community was in the clear after coronavirus cases began to decrease and vaccinations became more available in the city. But then the Delta variant hit Spokane and the virus once again made its way into UGM in August.
When we get one case, we know we probably have 5 other cases already going around the shelter.
But if we know anything from the virus, nearly nothing is ever an isolated incident. The Spokane Health District reports 8 different shelter outbreaks this month. There are more than 120 total cases among both residents and staff members. UGM's men's shelter has reported the most cases in August. Brown says they have 27, with 2 more potential cases being tested. Only 2 of the cases have been severe, with 1 person dying in early August and another being hospitalized but later recovered. Brown says the severe cases were both in unvaccinated people. With colder temperatures coming and the health district's isolation facility contract ending in August, he is tasked with either isolating his positive residents and not taking in as many people, or getting as many people as they can out of the cold but dealing with outbreaks.
And there's no right answer there. It's kind of what's the better of 2 bad situations.
Our leadership and community leadership is working on another plan to have something afterwards because it's still an incredible need in our community.
The health district says that they and the city don't know when they will release that new announcement on the extension of the new isolation center, but they think that it will be before the August deadline. In Spokane, Morgan Trout, KREM 2 News.
Morgan, thank you very much. Across Spokane County, there were 310 new cases of coronavirus reported just today. Right now, there are 211 patients hospitalized with COVID-19 across Spokane. Taking a look now at the vaccination rates by zip code in our area, the 99011 area code has the lowest rate with 7.2% vaccinated. But it's important to point out that is Fairchild Air Force Base, so keep in mind those vaccines administered by the U.S. Department of Defense or VA hospital are not reported to Washington State. Meantime, the highest vaccination rate is in the 99203 zip code. About 52% of eligible Spokane County residents are fully vaccinated. Today, the Panhandle Health District reports 74 new cases today across Idaho's 5 northern counties. There are currently 102 patients hospitalized with the virus. No new deaths were reported today. Idaho's Governor Brad Little announced today that he is launching an antibody treatment centers in the state. He will also direct $10 million in American Rescue Plan funds to increase hospital capacity all across the state. There will be 3 monoclonal antibody treatment facilities in North Idaho, Eastern Idaho, and the Treasure Valley. According to a statement from the governor's office, North Idaho will be the priority right now due to the low vaccination rates. Monoclonal antibody treatment uses therapeutic medications to treat COVID-19 and attempt to prevent severe symptoms. Governor Little released a statement that reads in part, "There are too many unvaccinated people in our hospitals right now. We need to reduce the number of COVID-19 hospitalizations so everyone else can continue to access health care for strokes, heart attacks, car accidents, and other emergencies. We need more Idahoans to choose to receive the vaccine."
These American service members who gave their lives, it's an overused word, but it's totally appropriate here, were heroes.
Well, today marks the deadliest day for the U.S. military in Afghanistan in more than a decade. 13 U.S. service members were among the dozens killed in suicide attacks outside the airport in Kabul. Defense officials say U.S. forces are prepared for more attacks, with the administration's deadline for withdrawal just 5 days away now. Steve Dorsey is at the White House tonight with the latest, and we do want to warn you, some of the images you're about to see in this report may be disturbing.
The Pentagon says thousands of evacuees are still being processed at Kabul's international airport after nearby attacks killed several U.S. service members and many more Afghan civilians.
2 suicide bombers assessed to have been ISIS fighters detonated in the vicinity of the Abbey Gate at Hamid Karzai International Airport and in the vicinity of the Baron Hotel, which is immediately adjacent. The attack on the Abbey Gate was followed by a number of ISIS gunmen who opened fire on civilians and military forces.
We will hunt you down and make you pay.
The president addressed the nation amid heightened criticism over his administration's handling of the situation in Afghanistan.
I've instructed the military, whatever they need, if they need additional force, I will grant it.
President Biden met with his national security team in the Situation Room in the aftermath of the blast. Several planned White House events, including the president's meeting with the Israeli prime minister, were postponed.
But I think our mission remains. We're still committed to flowing people out up until we terminate operations at some point, towards the end of the month.
Lawmakers say U.S. forces should stay until the evacuations are complete.
Leave no one behind enemy lines. No one.
The State Department had issued a warning overnight for Americans to stay away from the airport based on intelligence reports of a credible threat.
Earlier today, Eastern Washington Congresswoman Cathy McMorris-Rodgers sat down one-on-one in an exclusive interview with our political reporter Casey Decker. They spoke after we'd learned about the attack in Kabul, but before we knew that American soldiers had died. And we pressed the Congresswoman on whether preventing the Taliban takeover was ever a practical goal. And we also asked what is being done locally to take in Afghans who helped America that are now fleeing their own country.
I believe that the way that this withdrawal took place did not set up the Afghan security forces, the Afghan government for success. And unfortunately now we're seeing a lot of our work unravel and the Taliban take control of the region.
Seeing the Taliban take control again so quickly, do you think that setting a goal of preventing the Taliban from retaking control was ever a realistic goal?
I know that we had made significant progress, that we were seeing where we had more people in Afghanistan that wanted a different future. And I think especially about the women and the girls. And I had the chance to go to Afghanistan several years ago now, but to hear their dreams and their hopes, it was a different future.
If you're an interpreter trying to get onto a plane and get out of Afghanistan right now, what does that process look like?
That process is very confusing and it is a frightening process. When you think about trying to make your way to an airport where the gates are closed right now and having your name on a list, it is a frightening prospect and it is a very difficult process trying to get out of Afghanistan right now.
Do you think we'll be able to help some of these folks resettle here?
Yes, actually, that's already been happening. I've had the opportunity to sit down with Afghan families that are already here in Eastern Washington. We're working with people from Eastern Washington that are trying to get their interpreters out, trying to get their family members out of Afghanistan. We are working every day on trying to get their names on list. It's been difficult to get answers from the State Department. It's been very slow, but we're pushing every day, trying to get as many of these people out as possible.
Meantime, Washington Governor Jay Inslee voiced his condolences for the Kabul bombing victims. He tweeted earlier today, "My heart goes out to the families of the service members and civilians who lost their lives in Kabul today." He continued, "The attack shows how critical these evacuations are. We owe a debt of gratitude to the service members who are risking their lives bringing people to safety." Now, we understand this is a lot of information, and the situation in Afghanistan is constantly changing. So for updates sent directly to your phone, just text the word crisis to 509-448-2000. All right, let's switch gears and talk weather. We have seen near perfect weather across the inland Northwest all week long. Today, no different. Meteorologist Tom Sherry cooking up Korean beef tacos for his barbecue forecast tonight. And Tom, my goodness, I have to say, I'm excited for this one tonight, my friend.
Well, I got the recipe from you, Mark.
There we go.
Certainly the inspiration. I think my recipe is probably different because we didn't get that particular, but you told me halfway through the summer, you go, Tom, we're doing a lot of these Korean beef tacos at our house and they're fabulous. Should throw them on the barbecue.
Can I make a confession, Tom?
What's that?
Can I make a confession real quick?
Please do.
It's my wife's recipe. I think she got it from her friend, so it's been passed down, but
we
we'll
love
take it.
Maribel. Who here loves Maribel? Yeah,
That'd be me.
That would be me too. 2 hands for me, my friend.
There we go.
Okay, so look, I know it looks a little weird right now because I had it in this bag right here. This is all marinating. It's already been done in strips, and I think I'm actually going to grill it. When I say grill it, I think I'm actually going to do it in the roaster pan, more like saute it. They're very, very thin strips of beef, and I think it's going to cook up pretty darn quickly. And I didn't bring out, but I've got a lovely coleslaw that we'll throw on the top of it, some fresh lime juice, a little bit of cilantro, and then a great mixture of mayonnaise and sriracha sauce over the top of it, and you put it in your mouth, and it's great. Come on over here. We'll get that on the grill for you just a little bit. Kyle, the engineer, is that Kyle up there? Yes, Kyle never misses a meal, ladies and gentlemen. The engineer has come out. We love Kyle. I love the barbecue, you guys. Look at this, moderate air quality, but I'm happy to tell you during the 5 o'clock broadcast, we were in the 80s. We've now dipped down to the 60s. It's better out here, isn't it, Jeff? Yeah. I mean, it just smells better, not nearly as smoky. So we're at 67, and I think we'll see even improving air quality for you by the time we actually get into tomorrow. So here we go with a look at your current temperature. We're at 72 degrees. Wind is out of the southwest right now at 15 miles per hour. Of course, cloudy skies because we have a weather system headed our way. We might even see a few showers develop before sunrise tomorrow with an overnight low of 55. Tomorrow will be cooler, breezy, and showers, especially in areas of northern Idaho and western Montana. You'll look for a daytime high of 63 degrees. But look at our weekend outlook. 79 on Saturday, 84 degrees expected on your sun day. I'll have a look at your 10-day forecast coming up. Also tell you which day I think this weekend you should get in the backyard and do a little bit of grilling. Mark?
That forecast looks fantastic. By the way, if you want to cook the tacos along with Tom for his barbecue forecast, just text BBQ to 509-448-2000. We'll check back with you later in the broadcast, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Well, the first day of school right around the corner for kids in our area, and this afternoon we are taking an inside look at an elementary school that's expecting some things to go back to normal for students this school year. We're back after a quick break.